And our next guest tonight is Stephen Nix, Senior Director of the International Republican Institute. Good evening.
Good evening. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us. So, head of CIA has warned American lawmakers that without a substantial help from the US, Ukraine will very likely fall this year, 2024. Now, do you think that it will somehow help them make up their minds before the Saturday's vote in the Congress?
Well, let's put this in context. The U.S. Senate 2 months ago adopted a $61 billion package of military, humanitarian, and financial assistance for Ukraine. Now, finally, the House of Representatives will act. A vote will take place tomorrow. We anticipate there will be a vote on a standalone Ukraine package. The Senate version had included Israel and Taiwan and other elements. This is a separate vote just on Ukraine. We think that's what will happen tomorrow, but there could be other variants. There could be procedural and other ways that the Senate vote, the Senate version could also be voted on. But we expect some action on Ukraine. We anticipate there will be a vote. There will be assistance to Ukraine as of tomorrow's vote in the U.S. Congress.
So now this brings me to my next question. So do you think it was a good idea to break those packages up and hold separate votes on them? So one being on of course, Ukraine, Taiwan, and Israel. How confident are you that tomorrow there will be a positive decision?
Well, one can argue the merits of the political strategy of dividing it. The bottom line is if a single vote on a single Ukraine package will get Ukraine the military assistance that it needs, then we're all for it. We support this. Ukraine badly needs this military assistance. So we anticipate the vote going forward. We're very encouraged. Our discussions with members of Congress on both sides of the aisle indicate that the votes should be there. There is a very small but vocal minority in the U.S. Congress that is opposed to U.S. assistance to Ukraine. By and large, there is support both among Democrats and Republicans for this type of assistance. We're encouraged by Speaker Johnson's recent comments that he feels that this is the right thing to do. And regardless of the politics, regardless of what might happen to him politically, he will go forward to assist Ukraine in this battle against Russia.
Right. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky stated that Ukraine needs badly right now 25 Patriot systems. Now, will they get those? 25 is a lot. If I'm not mistaken, they are just down to one?
Well, I think there are several. Some of them are guarding military institutions, but others have been guarding cities. They need more protection. We had a conversation with Ukrainian mayors this past week in which they indicated that outside of Kyiv, right now, there is very little protection. You can see Russian hitting energy facilities, and you're going to see this continue unless Ukraine has the assistance it needs to defend its skies. And this package is an important part of that. The Patriot missile systems are available. The United States and many European countries have them. The president is appealing to those who have them to send them to Ukraine. So we hope that that happens as well. So I would just say when the question about the confidence in the vote, I am fairly certain, absent some catastrophic events tomorrow, that there will be a Ukraine package vote. Once that vote is taken, this may have to go back to the Senate for final resolution, depending on what variant is adopted by the House. But President Biden indicated he would sign it into law as soon as he gets it. And once that happens, the U.S. military is prepared to start shipping all of the equipment in that bill to Poland and then transfer it to Ukraine. So the help is on the way based on a vote tomorrow.
So now, just if we were to look at it on a timeline, because also today NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg said that NATO allies have pledged additional air defense systems for Kyiv. Do we know anything more about this initiative and how, of course, if it makes it in time, how would it influence the upcoming spring offensive?
Well, again, this is urgent. As you point out, Russian military is planning greater offensive strikes later this spring. The roads are now in a condition to allow them to do that. So it's not just air defense, it's defense against ground operations that Russia is now planning. And so that's what makes this package so essential to Ukraine's defensive. So the sooner the better. Also with the Patriots. And I'll just make this comment that a lot of people are expressing doubt about Ukraine's ability to hold. Wars have a way of ebbing and flowing back and forth. Right now, Ukraine is on the defensive. Once this package is adopted, the U.S. sends the assistance. The F-16 fighters arrive in Ukraine. It is going to be a game changer on the ground, and I think we'll be having an entirely different conversation some months from now about what's taking place militarily in the Ukraine conflict.
Right. I'd also like us now to listen to the German foreign minister talking about the Chinese-Russian cooperation and how it impacts the situation in Ukraine. Let's give it a listen. Do we have the soundbite? We don't have the soundbite from Annalena Baerbock, so let me just quote it. Under no circumstances can we accept any country in the world fueling Putin's war machine. We have also made this unmistakably clear to China. But given the last official visit of Chancellor Scholz to China, which was mostly about, it was about business, do we see a rift in the German government, or should we really take foreign minister's words seriously? Was it maybe for, domestic audience or for someone, but generally not for those who should make decisions?
Well, my response would be, right now, the situation in Ukraine and Russia calls for unity among the European Union and the United States. Total unity to confront Russia. That extends to China. We have to be united. We have to stand up to China and warn China that it cannot continue to provide component parts that assist the Russian military in its illegal war against Ukraine. So again, we have to be strong all the way down the line. Every country in the European Union have to be consistent, have to be strong in the message to China about warning them not to continue to provide Russia with these component parts.
Thank you very much. Stephen Nix, Senior Director of the International Republican Institute, was our guest tonight. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.